Hi everybody and welcome back to Can You Put Me on Guest List. I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's safe. Today's episode is a little bit of a different one because obviously with lockdown and everything that's happening, I can't actually go and chat to any of my guests face to face. So some of you will already know that I decided to take the podcast to Instagram Live, and I've been chatting to some of my guests over there. So this episode is actually from my interview last night that I did on Instagram Live with Avision. So apologies for the quality of the sound, but it was a really, really fun and interesting chat, and I couldn't just leave it on Instagram Live, so I've got it up here for you guys on the podcast as well. Fortunate to grow up around the rich club culture of New York City and influenced by the sounds around him, Avision now finds himself helping to usher in a new wave of techno for the New York scene. Over the last couple of years, he's had releases on a range of influential labels like Ellum, Drumcode, Hardgroove, Machine, We Are the Brave, Mindshake, Intec, On Edge Society, and many, many more. Avision started young on the turntables at the age of 12, and his preference for a more mature sound led him to his first residency by the time he was 15.
I think it's always best to start off with a strong label, and that's where the networking comes into play. Is like, if you're a young producer and you want to get your music heard, go see the DJs that you want to be associated with. You're just as good as your peers. So who you hang out with is who you want to become and who you really want to emulate.
In this chat, we talk about what he's been up to during lockdown, tips for producers to get their music heard, and how to spend this time at home wisely, his beginnings, the importance of staying humble, and of course, his love for pizza. I hope you guys enjoy this chat, and a reminder that if you do want to watch the Instagram Live, it is now up on my Instagram TV. So head over there if you want to go and check it out. My Instagram account is Katie Hay Knight. And I'll see you next week. Enjoy. This is Avision on Can You Put Me on Guest List.
Hey.
Hey, how
What's
are
going
you?
on?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm trapped in my studio.
Yeah, I'm trapped at my home.
Yeah. Listen, there's worse places to be trapped, right?
That is so true. That's really true. How are you finding lockdown? How's it going for you?
It's going as well as it can go. Just been working on a lot of music. The live streams, of course, have been like piling in. So I'm trying to play different music and, just trying to stay as creative as possible during this time. It's hard, but it's been going well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, good. I mean, I'm sure just like everyone, there's good days and then there's bad, worse days, But yeah, we're okay over in Ibiza. It's really funny right now because obviously right now is the time that everybody's starting to prepare for the season and everything starts opening up.
Yeah.
So it's really strange just to not be doing that at the moment and just being at home. But just like everyone else, just trying to be as positive as possible and optimistic as possible, and just like you, just trying to be creative. So yeah, no, we're good. Just waiting to see what's.
I know it's a waiting game. The whole thing is it's just a waiting game. It sucks, but we'll get through it.
Yeah, we will. We definitely will. And as I'm sure everybody's seen, there's going to be so many positive things that we're going to be able to get out of this situation as well. It's not all bad.
It's gonna be different, I think, for a little bit. I think it's gonna come back more to club life than festivals and all that, which will be good for cities like New York and stuff like that. I think it needs to come back to that a little bit. So I'm looking forward to it once it all opens up again.
Yeah, I mean, isn't everyone? What that first dance is going to be like? It's going to be crazy.
Oh, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy for sure.
What's your kind of routine during lockdown? Are you kind of doing the same thing every day, or is every day kind of different for you?
Yeah, I try to do the same thing. I mean, I wake up, I'll drink some coffee, make some breakfast, and then I'll head down to the studio and just try to do, as much as I can. I'm kind of every day I've been going about it differently. So I'll work on an edit for a few days, and then I'll work on an original. And I've been telling myself all right, so today you'll work on an edit, you'll finish it, and then tomorrow work on an original, or try to just stay as creative as possible during like different ways.
Yeah. I just saw Paco Asuna here saying cook some pizza.
I've been doing that a lot.
Some crazy pizzas, right?
Yes, I've been cooking a lot of pizza. Where's Paco? I didn't see him.
He just popped up saying cook some pizza. And that was
my brother.
It was going to be one of my questions anyway, because I heard you've been doing some really crazy pizzas. Is this just something you always do, or has this just been since like lockdown that you started learning?
No, so since I was 17 working at like an Italian deli or market, and I learned how to make pizza there, and I started getting into it. Like Tuesdays, the guy who would make pizza normally was out of work, so he wouldn't work on Tuesdays, and I would learn how to make pizza. So I started making it. And then I started getting like really into it. I started buying like different pizza ovens. My girlfriend's mom bought me like a few ovens. I bought like a few. And then I got it down with like my new oven. I do like traditional Neapolitan style pizza, and like I just go in. I love doing it. It's like my favorite hobby.
Do you always do like that type of pizza, or have you tried other things?
No, I always try to be creative too. I find it like a creative process as well. So like I'll do one of my favorite pies is like hot supasata with chili honey. I make like my own chili honey, and then I'll put pecorino, mozzarella. Yeah, it's fun. I do a bunch of different stuff. Whenever I feel like really doing it, I'll go to the store and I'll try different things.
Nice.
You know? And then I'll get different opinions from everyone else on what they like too, and I'll try and do that.
I've just seen a comment on here, and I'm seeing everybody's answering pineapple on pizza.
No, never, never pineapple.
What's your favorite pizza toppings?
So when I was in Sicily, I tried mortadella with pistachio, and that was like top.
Really?
Oh my God, it was killer. But when I'm at home, I like the hot supasata with honey. It's really good. It's a different pie. Yeah, it's nice.
I made them, well, actually I didn't. My boyfriend made pan pizza the other day. We made that from scratch, and it was really good. Yeah.
Pan pizza's good because it gets nice and crispy on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know?
It was really, really nice. It was really good. So
I'll make like the square pies in the pan, like a Sicilian style where it's like a square pie. And the trick for me is I put a lot of olive oil on the bottom so it crisps up nicely.
You're making me hungry. I just seen Sophia saying, "You're making me hungry." It's making me hungry as well. Are you good at? I feel like a lot of DJs and producers are really good in the kitchen. Do you think it's something that just kind of works together?
I do, for sure. I think music and food always go hand in hand. Think of it, when you get married, the two things that you need is like good food and a good DJ or good music, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like those two things always go well. And I think it's a creative process.
That's a really good way to look at it. I've never thought of that before.
Yeah. It's a creative process too. So it's like another side of creativity that you don't get to hone in on all the time, you know?
So I just wanted to say a big thank you before we really get into chat being on what is normally my podcast, but obviously due to what's happening, I've now brought it onto Instagram.
Yes.
Which
Smart
is
move.
Yeah. It's just trying to find different ways to create content. So normally I kind of just start a little bit from the beginning with most of my guests. So it would be great to know how you started out in music. Like, what was your beginnings for you?
So my family is very into music. I started at like 3 or 4 years old. I started playing drums, and my dad's a musician. So, I mean, from literally the time I was born, the times I remember is like learning how to play drums and learning how to play music. And then I would say around like 12, 13, I would watch my dad in the studio a lot because I was either bothering him to play a video game or I was asking him to come outside with me and throw a baseball around. So I started getting into it, and he was always like sequencing for his wedding band. So he was always making like instrumental tracks. And then I started engaging once I started DJing. So like 12, 13 years old, I was getting my feet wet with DJing, and house music at the time was really big, like in New York. So I was right around like 2006, 2005, that era of music was really starting to get big with house music. And I started listening to what my dad was making, and I was like, you know what, Dad, I want to make like my own remixes. So we would start with like some of my favorite tracks at the time and just try to make remixes out of them. And then it started going from like, instead of playing like PlayStation, I was working on music. And then I just started getting more into it. And then by the time I was like 15, I was a part of this group called XF, which was just like a dance crew and promoting crew for tea nights. They were a big tea night club crew. And one of my best friends still, his name is Kerry. He got me into my first teen night club residency, and that's what started pretty much everything for me. I fell in love with club life, and I started going out a lot, and it just started everything at that time. And I was playing my own originals then too. It was funny. It was a good time. Yeah.
So your first gigs, you were super young when the first time you played at a club.
Yeah. I was playing nightclubs at like 15, 16 years old, but the kids were that age too. So the oldest you could be at that time was like 18 to get into the club. Mm-hmm. So it was like 14 to 18. It was teen nights, and they were huge over here. It was like the biggest, like we would pack out 2,000, 3,000 kids. It was insane.
Really? Is that still a thing?
Crazy. No, unfortunately, there's not a lot of clubs out here anymore. Like I live in New Jersey right now, and that's where I started playing. And there's no clubs for like kids to go to. It's a shame because it really started the next generation for us. Like one of my close friends is a big DJ. His name is DJ 4B, and we started together playing clubs, and we never thought like where it would go to. We were just having fun, and it was just all about like the experience and having fun and just doing what you love to do. And that's what starts going into the business direction and really trying to make it a career. Mm-hmm. But like that's the only thing I knew my whole life.
So that's basically all you've done. You've just worked with music. Like, that's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I played baseball and I've done different things, but like the real business side of things and the real creative side of things is music for me. Like that's all I know. Yeah. So it's all in or all out for me.
So what happened when that night stopped? Sorry, what was it called? Did you say FX?
It was Club Abyss Tea Nights.
Okay, Tea Nights.
Club. Yeah. But XF was like the promoter. So like they were in charge of bringing in the DJs, bringing in the kids and everything like that. So it was cool.
So what was the next step for you?
So the owner of Club Abyss also owned a club across the street called Deco Lounge. And that was the 18 plus club. And that was the goal for me. So like from when I was 16, the goal was to go play at the 18 plus club, the 21 plus club.
Gonna get to the 18 plus.
Yeah. That was the goal. Like before I was able to even play in a nightclub, I wanted to play in a nightclub where I could play for adults. And that was the main goal there, was just to get to that next club. And then at the time, Pasha, New York City was huge. So that was like the main mega club in New York. Yeah. And that was the goal after that. So it was like play at Deco and play at Pasha. And slowly it started happening. My friend Kerry was talking to promoters in New York, and he was like my manager at the time too. Uh-huh. So like that was his goal, was to just get me into that next step. And it worked. And then having my cousin Victor, which has been like a huge influence for me. Mm-hmm. I was able to go into clubs at a very young age. I was getting snuck into like Pasha and New York nightclubs at 17, 18 years old. And that's what separated me from like the adults. Like that's what separated me from the kids, I would say. Like I became an adult at a young age to learn everything. And that's what like taught me how to play in big nightclubs and how to really control a crowd and to play longer than 2 hours or 3 hours. I was there from like 2 a.m. to 6, 7 a.m. And my parents knew I was safe. It was funny. It was like they let me do all that. It was crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say to you, were they always really supportive of you doing that at really, really young age? That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm very blessed. They've been supporting me since the start. My girlfriend supports me. My friends support me. You need that. You need that push, because if you don't have that, it's really hard time, and I feel for anyone that's trying to try to make a career in music that doesn't get that support. I feel for them, because you really need that backbone, because it's hard enough on yourself when you
Yeah,
don't,
of course.
it's hard enough. Like I'm extremely hard on myself at times, and I'll go through my moments, especially like before I started touring, I was going through like some really like not low points in my life, but just like struggling points where I was frustrated because I'm working so hard on my talent and I'm working so hard on my craft, and I want to be different and I want to excel as much as I can. And, the only way to get through that is just patience and time. And timing is everything at this, in this business. And I feel like I'm a lot younger than a lot of my peers, and that doesn't hold me back. I don't want to be held back because of my age. You know what I mean?
How old are you, sorry?
I'm 26 right now. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't look at it as like, that should stop me or anything like that. Like, I get it. You have to put your time in, but I like to, move fast and I'm a quick pace type of person.
Yeah, but I think that's good as well, because it just shows how passionate you are and that you just really want to reach your goals. I mean, if you weren't hard on yourself sometimes, then it would just be like, well, are you really that passionate about what you're doing if you're not hard on yourself?
No, your heart needs to be in it. And it needs to be in it so much that you're willing to do whatever you need to do to get to that next step,
Yeah, definitely. Do you find as well that because from such a young age you were being taken like to Pasha, New York, and to all of these bigger clubs, you obviously met at a young age a lot of people, so you were networking from a very young age as well.
Yes.
How important do you think that has been in forming your career?
Right place, right time. That's what it comes down to. Networking has been a huge thing for me. I mean, but you have to have the assets. Like you can't go network and not have something that these guys don't want.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was like the biggest turning point for me is when I started the Avision name, and I had a library of music ready to go because I knew I was ready at that point. And I knew that this was the next step to get further. And, going to link with guys like Ben Sims and Macioplex and all that, it doesn't mean shit if you don't have music.
Yeah.
It means nothing. You're just another guy to them. But with your music, that's what separates yourself from the next guy that's trying to just go open for them.
Yeah.
And that's where, things started to turn for me. And I started to realize how this business works. And then even further, you start to learn everything at that point after.
Yeah, definitely. I was just seeing somebody here saying, and you delivered bombs, which you did. You've released on huge labels, Mindshake, Drumcode, Intec, and a lot more, which I can't think off the top of my head. So one of my questions for you is, what advice could you give producers that are maybe just starting out to get their music heard?
I think it's always best to start off with a strong label, and that's where the networking comes into play. Is like, if you're a young producer and you want to get your music heard, go see the DJs that you want to be associated with. You're just as good as your peers. So who you hang out with is who you want to become and who you really want to emulate. But if you're a young guy and you're trying to get your music heard, I think the best way to do that is networking and getting the emails and really trying to push yourself forward. Carlo. No, but for real, like Carlo was one of my first, friends, I would say, as a bigger DJ. Like I opened up for Carlo when I was like 16 or 17 years old, or 17 I was. And
where was that?
It was in Newark, New Jersey, in a shithole. It was terrible. But listen, like, that was when Carlos first started to like really become Carlo Leo. It was sick. His music at that time was at the top. Everyone was playing Carlo. Yeah. And everyone still plays Carlo. But anyway, he was one of the first guys. And I remember like sending him all my shitty music, and like, he stuck with me. He was one of the first labels I opened up with Avision, and he took me right in, and he's a true friend, I gotta say. I talk to him almost every single day. But On Edge Society was one of the first labels I started Avision, and that's what I mean by starting.
Did you know Carlo before this, though?
Yes,
sorry.
yeah. I knew Carlo before that. Yep. Yeah. So, and I'm close with his label manager, Kareem. So it's important to know who's running these labels and to really find out, you know, how to get in tight. But, I mean, it helped that Kareem was from New York as well, and he knew a lot of my management and everything like that. But starting off strong is really important for someone who's just coming up. And I think it's important to see who's playing your music at that time and taking those promo reports really seriously to see who's playing your stuff, because that's what's going to get you to the next step and to the next guy as well, you know?
Yeah, definitely. When did you decide to start using the name Avision?
It was about 4 years ago when I first started it. And it was simply because I just felt like my music was just changing, and I couldn't do it under my real name because label-wise, I didn't want my music to be associated with what I already released on. So, like, there's some terrible releases on my real name, but... oh,
I'm sure they're not terrible.
Listen, they're not terrible, but, like, for me, it was just... It's fun to look back because I don't consider it terrible, but it was a growing stage, and that was like the early times of my life, and those records actually like hold value to me where like I could pinpoint them in a certain time of my life. Yeah. So it was cool, but I wanted Avision to be taken seriously musically, and that's what made me change my name to that when I 4 years ago. And I started off strong. I started off with like Victor's label, Waveform, which at the time was fairly big, and then to labels like Honor Society, and it just kept going. And I just knew how to work with labels at that time too, so it was a lot easier for me to get to certain labels too.
Yeah, I read recently in an interview you talking about the Carl Cox playing your music and the first time you met him, and that it was the first time you'd probably been starstruck before. Yeah,
no, it was like, for me, I'm a huge Yankee fan. I wear the hat everywhere I go, but to me it was like equivalent to like meeting Derek Jeter, who was like the biggest Yankee baseball player in my generation, and like just seeing that he was a normal guy and just so respectable and just like arms open was just so much better. And it was just so real, you know, it was crazy. But now, like, we talk here and there through email. He's been playing a lot of my music, and I'm looking forward to just growing that relationship for sure. He's an amazing person.
I know. When I read that, it made me laugh because I remember interviewing him last year, actually, and I was really nervous. Like, so nervous. And I was like, oh my God, Katie, just like remember all your questions, get it right, get it right. And when I read it, it made me laugh because I was like, it's probably one of the first times I felt quite starstruck as well. Yeah,
no, he's such a big, like, DJ. It's insane. Like, everyone knows who Carl Cox is. My parents know who Carl Cox is. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different. It's a different type of DJ. But he is super warm and comforting. Like, I remember after I opened up for him, he played at Brooklyn Mirage last summer, or 2 summers ago, and I went to go see, no, last summer, and I went to go see him. That was like my follow-up time seeing him. And we spoke for like 45 minutes on stage. Like, just, he didn't give a shit what else was going around. People were bothering him. He didn't care. He just wanted to talk. And then that summer I saw him again in Spain, and we were talking again for another like hour, and he's just super cool, you know, super laid back, and he's down for whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. You know? Doesn't it make such a difference though? Like, sometimes you think these people are probably going to be so different, and you meet them, you're like, and you admire them even more after that. Like, I've always liked him anyway, but after that I was like, God, you're even just so nice.
Yeah. It makes you feel like you should never be a dick. Like, that's what it's, you know what I mean? Like, no matter how big you are, you should never be a dick, because the biggest is very humble and respectable, you know?
Yeah, and that's actually something that I've also seen in a lot of other interviews that you do, that is something that you always do say, like, especially if there's ever been an interview for, you know, asking about tips for up-and-coming DJs. One thing that I've seen you write a lot is to always stay humble and be true to yourself, right?
100%. I think you don't get too far with, you know, a crappy attitude. It's just, why? There's no point. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's annoying or someone's like bothering you, then yeah, you know, but still, like, there's never a reason to just be a complete asshole.
No.
Unless someone really messes with you. But, like, there's really never a reason, you know? Like, these people are paying money to come see me and just say, I loved your music. Why be an asshole? What's the point of that? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's no point to that.
Yeah.
But I was always told that. And I was always told to never burn a bridge and to always keep your options open, too, you know? And those are the few things I've always carried with me. And my family's always said, you know, be respectable, be humble, and you know, keep your head on straight and you'll go far.
I totally agree with that. I think it's so important and so true. You'll definitely get so far if you just stick to that.
Yeah.
Another question that I had for you was if you, right now, obviously everybody's at home, and what advice would you give other producers on how to really use this time at home well? I'm sure you've been asked this before, but I've been asked it a lot of times over the last week, so I thought it was a good one to ask.
I think just jumping out of your comfort zone, you know. I've been pulling out some vinyl that I haven't played and just maybe ripping a few vinyl tracks that I want to bring into my live sets, listening to different music, and just trying to stay as creative as possible. I think just jumping out of your comfort zone is what's going to break the ice for a lot of guys. And you never know what you're going to come up with. You might come up with your next number one hit. And at this time, music still matters. People are still listening to music. And I think, especially in a time like this, everyone needs music. So we may not be able to party, but I think giving back to your fans and your followers and being able to at least make new music for when we can all come back to this is important. So I think jumping out of your comfort zone is the best way to do it. I've been taking keyboards down and just figuring, you know, just different stuff, just getting out of my regular work flow.
And making pizza along the way,
and
of course.
Like shout out to Will. Everyone needs pizza. And my boy Nero's here. Wow, cool.
Yeah, we've had some a good crew in here. And you've been doing quite a few live streams as well.
Yeah, it's been fun.
How do you find doing them? Because I'm sure for a lot of artists it probably feels quite strange from being in front of like thousands of people to all of a sudden just you and everybody else online, but not physically there. So how have you found that?
I've just been like trying to play how I would play in a club, appeasing everyone, but also like appeasing myself. I think that's the first step. You know what I mean? I like playing music that I love. So now's the time to play it, you know, and it's been going well. I don't mind it. I think it's starting to become a competition on who's got the best green screen behind them and all that. But like, I'm just trying to have fun with it. I'll probably change it up in my studio and go with a different angle soon. But I'm just having fun with it and just trying to play music that maybe won't be coming out within the next year. Just doing different things and I've been going back in my library just to play different music because I don't want to keep playing the same music on and on. So yeah, it's been fun though. I don't mind it. I like connecting with my fans and I like, you know, seeing people from different areas join and really engage. It's fun. Like the last one we did with Mindshake was awesome because it was mainly
it was great.
It was mainly like the Spanish crowd from Spain, and it was awesome. There were so many people just involved from like even South America. It was just a good vibe, you know?
Yeah.
And it actually brought all of our, like all the DJs, we have a group chat. We have a group chat on Instagram and it just brought us all closer. Like it became just like the COVID-19 DJ group, you know?
Yeah.
It was cool. It was fun.
Yeah, because it was nice as well, because that Mindshake stream, it was like all of the artists were from different places around the world. So that's why it was like connecting not just the DJs, but also the fans together in one, right?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. It was nice. It was a good time.
And talking of new music, you have a new release coming up on Knee Deep in Sound on May the 1st.
Yes. That's I'm excited for that. It's my first like house release. It's my first like stamped house release. So I'm excited for that. And I made that track about like, I want to say almost a year ago. And like when I made it, I knew it had something special to it. And I wanted to go to an outlet that, you know, can actually take advantage of it. So I'm excited for it for sure.
coming up May 1st.
Yes.
A question from you over here I've just seen from Emma Chambers. What would you do if you weren't a DJ?
Definitely making pizza, that's for sure. I don't know exactly. You never know where life takes you, but I know I'm here for a reason when it comes to DJing. But I love baseball, so I'd probably be involved somewhere with baseball, like either an analyst or like a writer or something. I really love the game, so like it's either pizza or baseball, one of the two.
Pizza or baseball. I love that. And finally, so my podcast is called Can You Put Me on Guest List? That's the name of it.
Nice.
Would you have a guest list rule?
Oh, that's tricky. Yeah, 100%. If you came to just take pictures and videos behind me, then you're not on the guest list. Yeah, go on the dance floor. The one thing that cracks me up about, you know, people that are in the DJ booth, they love to dance, right? Everyone's dancing in the DJ booth, but like, did you ever think that you dancing behind the DJ is sometimes a little bit uncomfortable for the DJ that needs his space? You know, like,
100%.
like I feel like go dance on the dance floor if you want to go dance. It's like there's a huge dance floor, you know. But I get it. It's the DJ booth.
Yeah,
Nero
it's like the
no
tiniest little space with like hundreds of people inside, and then there's like a whole club where you could go and dance.
Yeah, you know, certain DJs need certain things in the DJ booth, so I get it. But like, I don't know. I rather people out on the dance floor having fun. Yeah,
I agree. Just before we end, I just wanted to share with, well, not with you, with everybody else, because you wrote it, and I really liked it. I saw a comment, actually it was in an interview that you did, that said, smile, laugh, have fun, and enjoy the ride. That's what life's all about. And I absolutely love this, and I think everybody should think that way, and I think it's brilliant. Yes.
Wow, my management is ripping me apart, Mr. Why can't I add 50 people to the list? That's Jermaine.
Can you add me?
Thank you.
What do you think is the most positive thing that you're going to get out of this situation, this whole lockdown?
I think right now it's like almost like a fair playing field right now. You know, every DJ is in the same position, and that's rare. There's no, you know, for even up and coming producers and DJs, like everyone's on the same playing field. Now's the time to make music, get your demos out. Everyone's home. There's no excuse to not listen to demos, you know? So it's like, now's the time for anyone that's trying to, you know, step into the industry. Now's the time. I feel like for New York, especially, like, I don't think we're going to be able to travel for a little bit. So for New York, it's mainly like, I'm just focusing on when this is all over to just start taking advantage of what I have at home and what I have in the industry. You know, close friends who are promoters, those are the people that you're going to need to start, you know, doing your thing. For me, I'm going to just focus on being one of the first events that people can go to. You know, that's like, and making sure my music is ready to go and everything like that. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully it happens soon and we're all be dancing together again. I know. I'm so bummed out because there were so many great things lined up for this summer. But I know it will all be back and we'll be having fun again. Yeah, just think like when it actually does come, how special and how amazing it's going to be. Exactly. It will be. I think now more than ever, like, I feel like something was going to happen regardless. Like something needed to happen because I feel like the world was just in a weird place. It really was, you know, like everything was social media based and nothing held its own value. Like there was no value behind a lot of things. And I think now it's going to bring that back. Whereas like if you are talented and you have, you know, the ability to make yourself a singer, an artist, producer, whatever, I think now is a time where people are going to want to see that more than ever because any Joe Schmo can go be a rapper at this day and age, because if you have 1 million followers on Instagram and you smoke weed and, you know, you have a certain vibe, you could become a rapper overnight. You know, there's just certain, same with DJs, you know, DJs were a dime a dozen. And I think now it's going to come down to more of the craft and who's really about it, who's here to make this last for the long run, you know, and who is just, do you know Derek Jeter? Yes. That's my boy Mike. So my boy Mike is actually he's an amazing photographer. He takes all my press shots. So shout out to Witness.
Yeah, I like your press shots. They're good.
Yeah, he's the man. He's the man for that.
Wait, so if I smoke weed, I can become a rapper, bro?
Oh my God, that's my boy Steve. It's terrible, you know. As friend support is everything, but sometimes it can really bite you in the ass too.
Sometimes when I'm doing these Instagram live videos, I'm like, don't look at the comments, don't look at the
I
comments.
know,
Because otherwise
I
I start laughing halfway through the conversation. But
Tony
just going back to
Pepperoni.
what we were saying before about like, you feel like it kind of was needed. I feel exactly the same, especially with Ibiza. Like, obviously, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, but even if it doesn't, I do think it's going to be such a good time for the island to actually have a breather. Like, it's just it's been non-stop for years and years and years and years, and it's been abused and it hasn't had no like breather whatsoever. So like for 1 year, I think like it'll be nice, and I also think it needed it. Yeah,
it's a break. And you know, it sucks, like financially, economy wise, it sucks.
Yeah, of course.
But I think you're right. I think even for the island, it's important that it gets its breather, because even to think like, even to go to the island it's extremely expensive from New York. You know what I mean? To get put up in a villa, that's, you know, it's kind of good for the people that want to go and experience it now, because I feel like things will be a little bit cheaper and more affordable for people to go to. But last year I went for the first time, and I gotta say, it was like, I couldn't believe I was there. Like, the fact that you live there is just like, it's almost like, wow, that's amazing.
It is fun.
Because it's, I felt like I was in a dream the whole time. I was like, I get off the plane and I see billboards of DJs, and I'm like, yo, where the hell am I? This is insane. Like, it was a really good time though. Like, like, that was one thing that I was really looking forward to this year, was going back and just like getting to play out there and to experience it a little bit longer. But you know, I know we'll be back, and that island isn't going anywhere for the parties or anything. So, well,
when you come back, it's gonna it'll be reset. It's gonna be all absolutely beautiful.
Exactly.
So by 2021, it's gonna be so nice here.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait to be back. But and even like, I was thinking of what was it, Barcelona I was thinking of, because I was supposed to go there in June with Sonar Festival and everything. But it's a bummer, but like, you have to think positively, and you have to think like, you know, within the next year, hopefully, like, rather than playing, you know, someone else's stage, maybe it'll be my stage. You know, like, that's the way you have to think, you know, and 100%. You have to just keep pushing on and keep focusing. You know, that's what I've been doing, is just staying focused and just focusing on the big dream and the goal.
Yeah, no, you can see that you're super, super positive, and it's really, really great to see and hear. So a big I'm just reading through these. 2021, we're 4 months in. I'm not throwing the whole year away. I'm just saying that if we do have a bit of an Ibiza break, it's going to be really, really pretty, the island after, when we all come back, because it just needs a bit of a breather. That's what I was trying to say. I'm not throwing it away, guys.
Steve's causing problems. Tell Steve to shut up.
I'm going to let you carry on with your day. I'm not sure what
you.
time it is over there. It's like 2 p.m. something?
It's like 1:40 right now.
1:40.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been so lovely to talk to you.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
It's great. And thank you to everybody that's tuned in. And
yes,
we will
thank you guys.
soon.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.